Hey, how you doing? Hope you are doing well. Hope you are healthy. Hope your family's doing well. I hope that you're figuring out kind of some of your rhythms of how are you going to live out your day and the things that are going on. I hope that you're not, getting too stir crazy right now. Continue to do the healthy things you're supposed to do so that you can thrive in this moment. Love the people that are in your life. Take advantage of this opportunity to do things maybe you hadn't had a chance to do or you thought you never had time to do. And most importantly, I would say just communicate. Communicate with your spouse, with your kids, with your family, with your friends, with all the people that matter in your life. Communicate with them and let them know how you're feeling, what you're going through. Don't hold stuff in. This is not the time to do that. If you need help, reach out to someone that can help you. But with that said, I've been doing a series on Moses and the choices that he made as he faced these huge obstacles, and he was trying to figure out how do I navigate these things and thrive in this moment, but also help the people around me do the same. And so we've been looking at his life to figure out how the lessons that we can learn from him and how we can begin to apply them right here and today. So there are actually 5 choices that Moses made, and I've talked about 3 of them already. There are videos on each one of those. They're like 5 to 7 minutes, so if you haven't watched them, go back and watch those now. They're quick, they're easy, and I hope that you would find some value in them. So the 4th choice that I want to talk about today is Moses chose to not allow the people around him to dictate what was going to happen. Basically, this is the choice that he made. He refused to allow others to impose their will on him. The Israelites had a lot of thoughts about what should happen. The Pharaoh had a lot of thoughts about what should happen, but yet Moses refused to let the opinions of people around him dictate how he was going to respond to the situation. Pharaoh released the Israelites from slavery, but then he changed his mind, and now he's after them. And you know what? He wants them to come back. He wants them to be his slaves, and so he had his own thoughts about how things should go. The Israelites were on their way to the Promised Land, and they wanted a comfortable life, and they didn't want to deal with the fear, the pain, and the uncertainty, and so they were trying to get Moses to take them back to the one place that they knew, which was slavery. They said, hey, at least we have food, we have water, we have a place to live. It may not have been in the best situation, but at least we had those things. We knew what it was. And we don't want to deal with this uncertainty. We want to move away from this pain, from this doubt, from this fear. And Moses refused to allow Pharaoh to impose his will, and he refused to allow the Israelites to impose his will. So what is the lesson for you and for me as we try to figure out today, what does this mean for us today? And here's what the lesson is. We must set boundaries with the people in our life. You must set boundaries. Especially right now. Boundaries with people. The people that you live with, the people that you love, the people online, the voices that you're listening to, like my voice. You must set boundaries, right? You can't be consuming all this information all the time. It's not good for you. It's not good for your mental health. It's not good. And so set boundaries with the people around you. Moses set a boundary, and here's what he said. He said, stand firm. Stand firm in your faith and trust in God. Right? Moses knew who he was, and he knew who he wasn't. And so he wasn't trying to be somebody that he was not. He stood firm in that moment. And this is what mattered to Moses. His faith, and he had values in which he lived his life. Excuse me. He had values in which he lived his life. And those were the most important things. And so that was what he stood firm on. His faith and his values. Some of the questions that I want you to think about and to really just try to answer yourself is this. Like, who are you? And who are you not? What matters most to you? What are your values? What are the things that you're going to stand firm on? What are you willing to do? And what are you willing not to do? And how is God calling you in this moment, right now, what is he calling you to do in this moment right now so that you can thrive in this season? And who do you need to set boundaries with or limits on? The thing that you and I must remember is that there's a process that's always, there's a power that is always trying to move us away from the work of God, to deter us, to take away our hope, to take away our trust, to put fear and doubt into our hearts and our minds. There's a power that we cannot see that is trying to move us away from God. And so we have to set boundaries so that we can stand firm. The way that we do that is by standing firm. Moses said this to the people, and this is still relevant to you. It's still relevant to me today. This is what he said. Stand firm in the faith and do not be afraid. The Lord will fight for you, but all we have to do is be still. Actually, I talked about that in the last video. If you don't understand what this means, go back and watch video number 3. Why did Moses say that, and what does that mean for our life? We must refuse to let others to impose their will on us. That means if you have someone in the household who's full of doubt and fear, you don't succumb to that doubt and fear too. If there's somebody like, right now we must figure it out. Like if you're working from home, you have children, you have to figure out what boundaries do I set up. They can't be in your workspace all day long and you will never get work done, right? You can't be consuming social media all day long or your mental health will be shot, right? You have to set boundaries. And so, like, for my son, like, our life is turned upside down, and we had some good boundaries, but now we're trying to figure it out, right? He wants to watch TV all day, and we're like, no, this is your play time, this is your read time, this is your outside time, this is your quiet time, this is your TV time, and so we're trying to set boundaries, right? And so you need to do the same thing for you and for the people in your life. In order for you to thrive right now in this moment, in order for you, the people in your life to thrive, you must have boundaries. So how do we thrive? It's through boundaries. Set good, healthy boundaries and not let the people impose their will on you. Just because your friends or family are doing something doesn't mean you need to do it. Just because you see something online doesn't mean you need to do it. What do you need to do right now so that you can thrive in this season? Moses knew who he was. He knew who he was not. He also knew this, that I can't succumb to all these voices and opinions about what I should or should not do. I must stand firm. And he set boundaries so that he could stand firm, so that he could thrive and the people around him could thrive too. Don't you want that for your life? Yeah, I know right now I want that more than anything else. I want to thrive in this moment, and I want my family and my friends to thrive too. And the only way that we can do that is set boundaries. So what boundaries or limits do you need to set today so that you can thrive? Have a great day. I hope you're doing well. Stay healthy. Again, if you're feeling lost or hopeless or you just want somebody to talk to, send me a message. I'll do the best I can to reach out to you and connect with you. Have a great day.